Hello and welcome, my Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your soulmate read, your soulmate contract read for January 2021 or timeless whenever you are watching this. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me now. Hi, I'm also Leo Rising, so if you're new to my channel, yay. Hi. Hello, my Leonines. Let's rock and roll. This is a timeless, as I said, soulmate contract read. We are going to be looking at a particular soul contract called Soulmate, different than Twin Flame. There are links in the description box describing the similarities and the differences between the two. Essentially, a soulmate contract read is a soul contract you make prior to incarnation with other souls to help each other heal. That's the foundation of soulmate. You help each other heal. And they come in all different forms. They're not just romantic, but this reading, the ones that I do, are for the romantic soulmate reads because they're just harder, right? They're harder. The family stuff usually works out even if it's twin flame, right? You give each other space. It's a whole different category. I'm never doing twin flame reads again. They're really rough. And if you watch some of the videos in the description box below, you'll understand why. So it is a contract. I was raised by a lawyer, so I know how to read contracts. We're going to have party number one over here. We're going to call that divine feminine. We got the divine masculine over here. We're going to call that, so party number one, party number two, feminine, masculine, has nothing to do with bodily gender. You know the YouTube rules of all that stuff. Just to see where you are. I do contract reads all the time for myself and other people in my life. Not always romantic, sexual, but helpful to see what's going on. So 13 cards. There is an extended reading for this on Vimeo. The link is below. So remember to general read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Really stay in the present moment so you can sense which one you are here, right? Are you the divine feminine? Are you the divine masculine? And sometimes there's a lot of mirroring in soulmate contracts, so you might find information that pertains to you on both sides. So just take that as it comes. Cool. I guess that's about it. Stay in the present moment, feet on the floor, and breathe. Yes, and all the decks that I read are always listed in the bottom of the description box as I buy a new one and start working with it. It goes in the description box. So let's do this. 13 cards. We're going to start with Caroline Mace archetype deck just to see what are the archetypal powers, the stories going on for each of you individually, divine feminine, divine masculine, and then the contract itself, which even though it'll be the third card down, it will be the last card read. All right, let's do this. Take a nice deep breath. They always remind me if I forgot to say something. I think we're good. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmate contracts, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please, 3 cards for this Leo soulmate contract read January 2021 or timeless, please. 1 for the divine feminine, 1 for the divine masculine, put them face down, I don't know what they are yet, and 1 for the overall contract January 2021 and or timeless. That was 2. Please just give me the 1 for the overall contract. Okay, let's rock and roll. Get these out of the way. We're done with those. Keep in mind, the Caroline Mace archetype cards can be a little triggery. They have light and shadow attributes. The shadow stuff is the stuff you don't want to look at within yourself or in your life, or you know about it and you don't want anybody to know about it. But this is the very content that you are helping each other heal, whether you've met yet, whether you know each other, whether you are together or apart. And remember, soulmates can be friends and family, but these are the romantic ones. So here we go. Oh yeah, no, this is going to be triggery, folks, particularly the name of the archetype for the divine feminine, which doesn't mean you are this thing. It means you have this soul power that you are developing, and it is the slave archetype, the divine masculine, the Don Juan, right? What's interesting about these two is that they're both what's called the wild family of archetypes, the wild card family. So I think you'll get why that is. The shadow attribute of the slave, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. All right, it's like, no, you decide, not that you can't make the choice, but you're afraid to, right? Choices and decisions. But the light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. And I do that on the daily. So already I would identify myself, if I'm in this read, as the divine feminine, although I have a touch of the Don Juan as well. You know, it really is that thing of saying, all right, I don't know what's going on in this relationship. The higher power, God, Goddess, Zeus, Buddha, Jesus, Zan, Jaina, Fred, Wilma, whoever, you decide for me. It's actually a line from A Course in Miracles. Holy Spirit, decide for God for me. And Holy Spirit means the spirit of the whole. It's not necessarily represented in the traditional Trinity that way. A Course in Miracles is like that. It's written in traditional Christian language, but is very Buddhist, something interesting, very unity consciousness based. The divine masculine here with the Don Juan archetype, using the power of romantic attraction for private agenda. In other words, this divine masculine, if you are the one watching this, you know that somebody's attracted to you, and in the shadow, you're using that, right? You really don't have the interest there. I don't feel like that's true. Soulmate contract reads, you love each other, even if you haven't met, right? And every time one of you heals, the other one heals, whether you're aware of it or not. So the light attribute spotlights your positive seductive qualities. I can say I have positive seductive qualities as a spiritual teacher. Now, are people attracted to me? Sure. Mostly female, oddly enough, and I'm gay, so you couldn't tell. Check the batteries in your gaydar. But you know, how I could twist that, right? How I could use the women attracted to me for my own personal gain in terms of my work, right? Oh, Mark, I had a dream about you last night. Wasn't me. That's always the same dream. Nope, wasn't me. I'm not pimped out in dream time. So what we're going to do, since we've got the slave and the Don Juan, two wild card families, we're going to do this anyway. We're going to clarify 5 cards each. Daughters of the Moon for the divine feminine, the mythic tarot for the divine masculine, 5 cards, element spread, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. I'll call out the meanings as we go. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, here we go. My goddesses of fire and the sign of Leo, please, one card in clarity for this divine feminine dealing with the slave archetype within herself. Please pardon the pronouns. I just need to keep it straight in my head. In this soulmate contract, this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, January 2021, or timeless. What is her element of fire? That which she desires. What is her element of earth? The fuel that helps her get what she wants, fueling the fire. Her element of air. What is she predominantly thinking about this contract? Element of water. What is she predominantly feeling about this contract? One more shuffle. And the power of spirit. What is the voice or the point of view of the soul that agreed to the soul contract prior to incarnation? Now, I could in those, but what I want to do is I want to get the divine masculine side out so I can flip them over by element, both fire, both earth, both air, both water, etc. My gods of fire and the sign of Leo, please, one clarity element spread for this divine masculine with the Don Juan archetype. Now, Don Juan means Father Juan, like Don Miguel Ruiz. His name's not Donald, right? It means father. It's an honorific or a title. So please, my gods of fire, for January 2021 or timeless, please show me what is this divine masculine with the Don Juan archetype? What's his power of fire? What he desires? What is his element power of earth? The fuel that will help feed that fire. I'll take that one. Element of air. What is he predominantly thinking about the relationship? Perfect. Element of water. What is he predominantly feeling about this soul contract? And last but certainly not least, power of spirit. What is the voice or the point of view of the soul in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, January 2021, or timeless. All right, all the cards are on the table. Let's start flipping. Element of fire, what do they both desire in this contract? Okay, so we've got the one of blades, the ace of blades, communication, truth. She wants truth. Now, what's interesting in this card is the Sybil, the oracle of I hold your water. And actually, there were 3 people when the oracle would sit in her cave, huffing the green gas coming out of the wall. The Sybil would do her thing, the other one would write it down, the third would translate, right? So this is about a new thought coming in, or a new communication. If these two are not in if these two are not in communication, if they know each other, then it's like, come on, dude, make a move, call me. Hey, I've known you for centuries and this is crazy. Here's my number, call me maybe. He's got the 7 of Wands. He wants to jump through whatever hoops are necessary. I know we usually think of 7 of Wands as a card of defense, but defense of what, right? Of these things that he's trying to do. Element of fire. He's trying to like go through everything he needs to get through in order to be ready for this divine feminine. So already I feel like in this contract, she's wanting truth. He's wanting to kind of plow through obstacles. And yes, his walls very much may be up, but it's because he wants something, but there are so many obstacles in the way that he's willing to sort of take the hero's journey, but like armored with a sword and a shield, right? Even though it's 7 of Wands. It's that idea of whatever it is I have to do. It feels like there's a struggle on this side with this Don Juan, right? That perhaps his seductive qualities in the shadow aren't working anymore. Right? So it's not working, at least with this divine feminine. You know, she's like, I want truth. Don't you dare give me any more facade. Don't you dare try and seduce me, right? Because we got a slave archetype. It's so easy for a slave archetype in the shadow to be really seduced and harmed by a divine masculine, well, also let's say a Don Juan archetype in the shadow. So she's wanting truth. Otherwise, she will cut him out. Now, soulmate contracts, you can cut them out. If you're not done, you're not done. You are helping each other heal, right? Okay, element of earth. What do they have to help them get that? 2 major arcana cards. She's got hope. She's got guidance. She's got grace. She's got her guides, her masters, her teachers, blah, 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 right? In the element of earth. So I feel like her spirituality in terms of surrendering her power of choice to the divine with complete trust, I feel like she does that. I mean, if this is feeling like me, I do it every morning, every noon, every night, right? Hey, you show me, use me. Surrender in this way is not like, whatever, that's in the shadow. It's saying, all right, use me. May I be, let there be peace on earth and let it be good. Begin with me. Saint Francis, he's got the Hanged Man. So what he has right now is really this pause, P-A-U-S-E, not P-A-W-S, right? He's on this pause. He's trying to see things differently. Yes, there's an aspect of introspection, but there's really no movement going on here. And that is to his benefit in this reading, because my sense is the 7 of Wands, right? That he wants to kind of get through this stuff. And so he's a little guarded and try to hold his focus. And yet at the same time, it feels like he's at a standstill. I mean, we know about the Hanged Man. Voluntarily hangs oneself upside down. Might feel a little powerless here with that Don Juan, like if his seduction ain't working, like in life in general, and particularly with what we've all been through in the past year, this could be that he really is hamstrung. He's really held up by some stuff. Now, we are going to clarify this stuff in the extended read. I'll actually be moving it to my dining room because I have more room. And there's a whole other like 13 cards that are going to go on here, and they told me read them until they're clear to you, which is the best I can do. Element of air, what are they thinking? All right, 3 of blades, 3 of swords, often thought of as the heartbreak card, though in my opinion, Pamela Coleman-Smith, who was the artist of the Rider-Waite deck, the swords don't break the heart, they pierce. This is the card called Focus in this deck. So there is definitely, she's focused on this contract. Now, if there is heartbreak here, the mental part of it is what's causing her. Whether it's heartbreak from this divine masculine with the Don Juan, or from the past. Not really feeling that, but see, Six of Cups. These two know each other. These two know each other, right? He misses her. He's thinking of her. And what's really frustrating here for the divine masculine is like there's nothing he can do. He can't really move forward right now, but that is to his benefit. He is getting clarity. You know, they just said the Seven of Wands can very much be battling personal demons. If he's in another relationship that's not working, right? A karmic, I call those twin flames, right? A turbulent, tumultuous, traumatic, but very transformative relationship. Then, of course, he's going to be thinking of, wistful about, if these two know each other, and I really feel like they do. I mean, if they don't, then the divine masculine is thinking about better times in their life, where maybe they were with a soulmate where the contract completed and that was so lovely. Why am I in this, right? So there's definitely some kind of battle going on here, or at least that's what he wants. He wants to take that journey and deal with those obstacles. But with the Three of Blades and the Six of Cups, we're looking at two people who are definitely thinking about each other. How are they feeling about this contract? Well, you know, when it's too personal, you got the Wheel of Fortune here, the Spider Woman, the Weaver, right? The Wheel of Fortune, essentially, that the divine feminine is kind of like feeling this is destined. This is written. This is scripted. There are different quantum variations of this soulmate contract. But all she has to do really is focus on the thread of where she is. Be here now, and the wheel will turn of its own accord. He's got the Virgo card, and this, the Mythic Tarot, as well as the Daughters of the Moon, they kind of put exactly what sign it is on the card, right? So this is Virgo, the Knight of Pentacles. So he is thinking of moving forward, but doing so slowly. You can't really see it with this camera, but in the background there are beehives. See those little white bumps in the back, right? Beehives aren't built overnight, and nor is honey produced overnight. So I get the feeling that there is something very sweet here. He's planning on moving forward. Like his intuition, his gut, everybody's got divine masculine and divine feminine energies. But if this person is a Virgo, I'm a Virgo, that's why I'm like, oh, fuck, really? Then he's having these feelings here, right? And yeah, you could say if this is an earth sign, but I don't really play that way. Either way, there is this deep emotional connection here, and he wants to manifest this, but he has to go slowly, right? Why does he have to go slowly? Because he's trying to break through his obstacles, do the obstacle course, the hero's journey, to get to her, but at the same time is in hanged man mode, right? A place of real surrender. And I get some exhaustion here too. Yeah. Okay, point of view of the soul. And she's got 3 major arcana. He's got 2, but this is interesting. The moon. So yeah, there is a lot that this divine feminine does not know about this, and the soul is saying, look, there's a lot that's hidden here. That's a lot. I love this word, occluded. It's really the root of the word is occult, and people freak out. OCC, ULT, people freak out. It just means hidden, right? Cloudy, occluded. When your glasses get too dirty, you can't see through. You're seeing through a lens darkly. Thank you, New Testament. I love being a witch who can quote the Bible. And he's got the voice of the soul here, 3 of Cups. This is about a reunion. Now, there might be a third person in here or a third party. Remember, a third party can be work, maybe a family member. But I don't get that with this. The 3 of Cups, the soul is saying, you two need to get together. You two need to unite, right? Because there is celebration. And because in this deck, the 3 of Cups is the wedding of Eros and Psyche. And that story is a really interesting one. I would highly recommend, particularly if you are the divine masculine, read that Greek myth. Eros, the son of Aphrodite. And Ares, yeah, he's an archer. That makes sense. And Psyche, which is the Greek word for soul, which is the root of psychology and psychometry, right? It's all that soul stuff. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn over this last card, sort of like the archetype that both of them either share or sort of the name of the relationship. And we've got the witch archetype. Both of these could be witches, right? Or at least wise people. Now, if you're not familiar with the shadow side of the witch, where you been? It's like what every movie has been about with a small handful, right? Like even in The Craft, Nancy was the shadow side, right? but in practical magic, right? Not just the movie, the book, right? Sally Owens. Well, there's a perfect example of light and shadow, right? Jillian and Sally, right? Perfect example. Your blood, my blood, Maria's blood. I just got the book for Christmas, the one that tells the story of Maria, so I haven't had the time to read it, but I read the first chapter. I was like, oh, this is so good. So, you know the shadow and the light, using your wisdom, your power, your love, whatever spiritual, to me, the witch is a member of the divine and the wisdom family, right? Depends on the type of witch. But this is definitely a contract here where the two of them are either being really shady and manipulative of what they know and the power that they have, or they are using it to heal. Now, I'm going to say it again. If the divine masculine is working on his healing, which this hanged man card could very much be about, right? And he's like, I got to make this move forward. And that would turn these into, his Seven of Wands there, into a process of gaining wisdom by taking the journey, and he wants this. So you put all this together, right? Seven of Wands, One of Blades. He wants to overcome stuff, though he is guarded. She wants clarity and information, which makes sense, right? She wants the truth here, which makes sense because things are occluded. But her soul is saying, yeah, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be cloudy. It's a mystery. The mystery path, right? It's not much of a soulmate contract if you just meet and there are no issues and you just get along and everybody likes each other, and you know what I mean? It's like there has to be some mystery in this because that's in a way what makes it fun and also what makes it horrible. Hanged Man and the Star, right? He is very much on pause. If you hamstrung, they keep giving me that thing, hamstrung. If this guy is in a relationship, it's something that he can't get out of, but it's helping him see things differently. Remember, it's the earth that feeds the fire, and she is absolutely inspired. She's got the star and the moon here. It's definitely a contract where she is following the guidance as best as she can. So what's on her mind? Focus. What's on his mind? Six of Cups. I feel like they're both thinking about each other. I really sense these two know each other, and some bad stuff went down before because they don't feel like they're together at all. And also, right, so moving on, she's like, this is destiny. I don't have to do that much. I don't know what's going to happen, but she knows she's going to be fine, right? She's alchemizing her fate into destiny, and there is a difference. It's another alchemical way of looking at things. Fate is what happens when you don't learn and you don't take the journey. Destiny is what happens when the hero takes the journey, the path of true love, in this case, the soulmate path. Even though they don't know, he's willing to move forward with that, right? He's going to take his baby steps. Well, she's just sort of like, you know what? Speak the truth, because I want destiny, not fate. Thank you very much. Either way it's written. But what I love about this card, it almost speaks to the quantum, that there are so many different variations and different ways it can go. We all have free will, but we end up taking the quantum path that serves the growth of our soul more than satisfying the ego with it getting its way. And of course, our soul cards here. We've got the Moon and Three of Cups. There's a lot of love here. But right now, it's cloudy. It's occluded. There's not a lot of communication, if any at all, going on between these two. So it feels like she's really relying more on her spiritual insight, power, inspiration, right? Where he's only got one earth card here, but does he have fire, earth, air, water? Fire, earth. He has no air in his spread right now, but spirit and water as well. So with that witch archetype, this is about doing this wisely and well and not cutting the divine aspect out of it. Sure, I get the feeling this divine masculine might be like, I don't have enough money to do this, but love conquers all, and true love particularly conquers all. So there you have it, my Leo collectives. It's the Virgo card, the Leo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. May you be blessed with all that you need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for January 2021 or timeless, that you may both grow, heal, learn, become the best that you can be, come together in right timing and space according to destiny, following their intuition towards each other for their well-being and the well-being of all. So motivating. If you liked it, like it. You want more? Subscribe. Please comment. I do answer comments when I can. Otherwise, wishing you the very best. and the very blessed in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, January 2021 or timeless. Hail, my Leos. Farewell. And blessed, blessed be.